Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Speaking with Tataru to do Tidings from Gear Abania. Tidings, ings from Gear Abania. Well, me to be well, amen. Ah, mercy, just the hero I wanted to see. Would you mind doing me a small favor? I need you to meet me at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise. I figured out halfway through that Tataru's voice was kind of British. It's not as high-pitched as I used to do it, so, I'm trying to stick with that. Paladin, anyone? Yeah, sure, let's do this. Sticking with Dragoon, because Dragoon and Paladin are currently both 61. It is super duper hot on this June 30th in Nashville. I hope that your towns, cities, whatever, are doing fine. We did, oh, there's a destination here, okay. No power outages, no, like there was, the internet slowed down a little bit at work, but Tataru comes to meet us in this, I think it's like a smithing kind of room, gear for sale. I'm sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments. It's not a perfect Tataru voice, I'm sorry. You look to your right and see 3 individuals that we've talked to before. At least 2 of them. I don't recognize the Lalafell. They're all grinning at me. Right, everyone, ready to go to work? No squirming now. Oh, and you might want to close your eyes first. She didn't say first. And then she gets this weird, wicked grin on her face. Hee 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 hee. The screen goes dark. You hear some sounds of like... Well, you be the judge. And then Tataru is writing in a book. We're on the ground. Like, one hand down, one knee down. There, all finished. The Warrior of Lights every measurement from heroic head to intrepid toe. They all cheer. You stand. Like, what's the meaning of this? Well, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Mercy. All in good time. Hehehe. She giggles again. The rest of them laugh. You shrug. Like, what the hell? What? Gita comes in. Aha! I found you. Alphinaud wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think it was very important. Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting. Alright. Let us be off. They all give one more cheer together. And then Tataru turns to follow. Cutscene goes black and continues. In the Solar. I wish they would do their own voices, but I'm gonna do like 6 fucking different voices. 7.
We're here.
Yes.
Did we miss anything?
Thank God.
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Orianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Oh, let me turn this off.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphinaud, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the Warriors of Darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Is that all? Oh, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
Ida nods. Thancred folds his arms. Kral smiles.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention.
He looks shocked, taken aback.
As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
To be fair, Minfilia, on her watch, the Scions were raided at least twice, once for sure. So like it's not. Shit happens, dude.
Should none of our numbers step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede she might struggle to balance her new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Papalimo has made me a little bit curious in this expansion so far.
Oh my goodness! Help! I need some help here!
That was Tataru's voice outside the doors, and we give each other a look for a second and then run off. And there's like a...
Tataru, are you all right?
It's a female Miquote hunter? Like ranger? Archer?
Me? I'm fine.
Bard?
It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her.
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
There are no visible wounds because it's a video game for kids, but whatever. She's got that one hand on the ground, one knee on the ground kind of pose, breathing heavy.
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay.
The name is M''N, so Mary ''Nancy AAGO.
I took the shortest route I could,
Nago.
though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Miquote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan resistance.
I've been pronouncing Miquote, incorrectly this whole time. Miquote.
I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin.
Oh, yeah.
He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumour has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I shall depart for Limsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours. Alphinaud and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive. You will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emeric, and encourage him to send an envoy. To Taru, Kryl, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
Y'shtola did a pretty good job of being leader gal right there.
I suspect the ill tidings from Abania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end.
That's Papalimo's thoughts, by the way. You can't
The
tell.
business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice.
Can't tell because the voice is so boring now. I'm sorry to the voice actor. You're doing a good job, but
'Twas Master Louis Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied.
the previous voice was much more distinct, interesting. It's more fun to pretend I was doing it.
And so I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
There's a dungeon, or maybe it's just a trial, like, you know, say a single boss fight, coming up that I never really understood who I was fighting. I mean, I can say that about more than a few. Not just who, maybe in some cases, but why. A lot of the cases, why. A lot of those cases, I knew who it was, but sometimes not why. Anyway, like that fight where I was amidst forces from like all sides, and I ended up fighting Raban one-on-one. Never understood why, until I finally paid attention to the storyline. So it serves a purpose. I'm just gonna use my free return. I don't think I'm playing long tonight. I'm gonna watch a movie online with girlfriend. Alright, let's go to the Forgotten Night. Is this still the same message? Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Samson, got it. Lucia's here, but not Sir Emeric. Greetings, Warrior of Light. What business brings you to Ishgard? I see. Wait here. I will summon Sir Emeric. Cutscene starts. Please talk. Damn it. It is good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would certainly have sent for some wine. But to business. I thank you for bringing these developments in Alamigo to our attention. Ishgard will of course send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. I cannot say who will represent us, however, as the choice is not mine to make. Not mine alone, at any rate. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly, but I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? You nod. I thank you. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and inform Sir Andaloop that he is to lead in your absence. Yes, Lord Commander. Mercy, pray accompany Lucia to the Gates of Judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury, speed you on your way. I didn't do a good job of Emeric that entire time, I don't think. Didn't feel Emerician. Speak with Lucia here for the next quest. An envoy for Ishgard. An envoy. Envoy, as Y'shtola said. I don't like that. Envoy is much better. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the Gates of Judgment. We must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives. Do I have business? Do I have any hold on. Where's that frickin' menu? 532. Whatever, doesn't really matter right now. I can get it later. I always forget I can, not always, I mostly forget I can teleport straight to a gate in most cities. And Ishgard really only has one gate, so. Lucia's here, we're waiting with her. There's a quick wait. Cutscene. She bows, or well, gives a salute to Emmerich. We meet again. As it happens, my counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that I should act as Ishgard's envoy. No, not I concede, that there was ever any real doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it is my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not in good conscience make the decision alone, not with the ink scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. I trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I would see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. Yeah, no problem, bud. I'll make it quick. What's an extra 10 minutes in such a long journey? Could make all the difference in a dragon assault. Speaking of dragon, that's my random mount right now. Like myself, you can probably barely hear the flying music over the gigantic flap of the wings. And the flap of my mouth, speaking words. Sorry. The garrison commander waits within. Why not accompany me, Mercy? You may see a familiar face. That young knight that we helped, like, clear his name so far back? We'll find out. Cutscene. No, Emmanuelian. Mercy, old girl, how wonderful to see you. And Sir Emmerich, too. To what do I owe these unexpected pleasures? And Honorroyd has a freaking metal cuirass, whatever, with, like, you know, chainmail all the way down to, like, mid-thigh. He's got an archer's bow on his back with some arrows and a quiver. Looking all like, I'm gonna shoot you out of the sky. I will have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you will excuse. Nay, do not trouble yourself, Honorroyd. We shall soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. She goes into it. We get the cutscene fade to black to make matters quicker. Those villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to a Garl. I mean, to an Imperial. And thus we shall strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel, that's who I was thinking of, and the Observatorium. I see you have everything in hand. Carry on, Commander. They both salute Emmerich. Emmerich nods. Emmerich and Lucia walk off. As do I try to. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm, says Emmanuelian. You kind of do like a sideways nod of the head. You and me both, old girl. I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. Oh, yeah. That was Haurchefont's post. A framed painting of him is on the wall. Yet we can but play the hand we're dealt, and with a little help from the veterans and Honorroyd's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old girl. Off to Gridania with you. Gives you a chest double tap salute. You nod and follow Emmerich and Lucia. Honorroyd kind of jumps up a couple steps and gives a deep bow. Almost 90 degrees. I'd say like 75. It's all good. I don't need any bow. So we're off on the road to Gridania, which is free for me. It's still my hometown. And then, oh, it's right here. Okay, I don't teleport anywhere. Emmerich and Lucia are meeting with a Serpent Honor Guard. Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. As when first I laid, if you want to hear that. I fear that this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. An envoy for Ishgard is complete. I'm gonna keep going. This wasn't too long. An allied decision might be long. We'll see. Allied decision. It seems we are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand. A pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? Yes, of course. 'Tis like that we are the last to arrive. Let us announce ourselves, shall we? The Serpent Honor Guard gives us like kind of like that arms in front of him, one on top of the other, kind of bow salute. And we are going to... Yeah, now we can use the teleport to get over the Conjurer's Guild. That's the closest one to Nafika's altar. Silent Conjurer will lead us in the way. Ah, you didn't ask us the do you want to enter question. Oh, because it's part of the cutscene. Never mind. The envoy from Ishgard has arrived. Very good. This way, if you... Oh, and the Lominson party as well. Behind us comes Merlverb and that ninja gal. I'm just gonna say Nagiri. It's definitely not right. Might be close though. I had hoped to slip in unnoticed, but I see I was not the only one to late in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Emmerich. Admiral, always a pleasure. On Mercy, I trust you are well. 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Yugiri, ha! I was close. Lady Mercy, I was glad to hear from Riol that the missing scions have now been found. There is much and more I would discuss with you, but let us first attend to the issue at hand, shall we? Shall we? She got like this kind of voice, as a deep, but a deep female voice when she's giving us. I can't do it. Please let them talk. Please, for the love of all that is holy, let them talk. They're gonna.
I bid you welcome, my friends.
Thank you.
As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphinaud?
This was Kane Senna, by the way, the white mage leader of Gridania.
Indeed, Elder Seedseer. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This Griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire.
This is Raban.
When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
He sounds different than the first.
At the Battle of Carteneau, the combined might of 3 grand companies laboured to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
Honestly, so does Kane Senna. She's deeper voiced.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove.
I think Emmerich sounds the same. He's always sounded like this. He's got a great voice, whoever this actor is. They all do. I mean, they're all doing a great job, but...
Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honoured by more than mere ink upon parchment.
The Doman people, too, would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
This is Yugiri, if you didn't know. I wouldn't have known.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
By the way, I am still trying occasionally to do a good job of describing the scenery. This is that, lily pad meeting place we've come to numerous times within Gridania.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed?
A triple waterfall in the background.
Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift, and there is much to be done.
I guess that's one group of people victory can favor, but the well-planned, the bigger army, you know, there's a lot of different. Anyway.
The Council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defences seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
Could all be one big distraction to attack something else, or... Alright, time for me to speak some more. Cutscene. Speaking with Alphinaud outside the meeting place. That the Council was able to reach an accord so swiftly is a heartening development in itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. Ah, good. You have yet to depart. I feared I had missed you. Sir Emmerich! Master Alphinaud, a pleasure as always, and Mistress Alise, how wonderful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Mercy for serving as our escort before our duties called her away. I also wish to thank our Domon ally, who was hiding behind a tree. Forgive me, my lord, I was but awaiting an opportune moment to join the conversation, and force of habit made me keep to the shadows. No apologies are necessary, Mistress Ugiri. I was most grateful for your interjection when I offered Ishgard support. My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance's pleas for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation, which allowed the elder Seedseer to accept us both. I very much appreciated the gesture. I only did my duty, Sir Emmerich. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Pray convey my regards to the Scions, my friends. We must return to Ishgard. Whatever is wrong with a simple sorry or thank you, must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? That is how we don't speak, dear sister. Humph. Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded, and we should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Revenant's Toll, Ugiri? She nods. Actually, I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I am curious to know how Papalimo and Ida fared in their talks with the Sylphs, not to mention what has been going on at Baelsar's wall. I will join you at the Rising Stones anon. He walks off. The three of us look to each other, and then kind of follow the same directions. I don't know. I'm going back to Revenant's Toll, which I don't have for free. Let's just go. Let's go. You want it, you can get it. Oh, don't use the mount, but I did already. Welcome back, Mercy. I don't know about you, but I'm heartily glad that all of the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important, but do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? I doubt I will ever feel at home in the realm of politics. That said, people have been known to change, and if my brother is willing to run his own errands, anything is possible. An allied decision is over. I can choose piety, determination, tenacity. I'll always choose, because I want to tank better, to make my parties not hate me. I already kind of like to slow things down a little bit, pull 2 groups at maximum to not overstress my healer, to make sure that I'm getting like I know that I get it. I get that it might be annoying to a lot of groups to go that quote-unquote slow. But really, just chill the fuck out. That's my... Anyway, that's it. 30 minutes on the mark in 2, 1. Bye-bye.